Hi, so this is our video about all about my mother and Ali Fear Eats a Soul and the Movida Madrileña. I'm sorry about that pronunciation.
And the connections they all have.
We hope you enjoy.
Yep, this is not the second take. Anyways, the movement is openness regarding sexual expression and drug use. So it's like how films of this time, or at least mostly Pedro's, what's his
A lot of Almodovar's films.
Yeah. And how they show that. And honestly, all of my mother shows this heavily with its characters. And I guess we just go down a list of characters, and first character is a grotto. I'm definitely not saying that right. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. But yeah, a grotto is kind of our first window in this movie into the ways in which Almodovar's work was influenced by the movement, because there's a lot of very free sexual and gender expression throughout the film, but a grotto is kind of our first window into that.
And the first introduction we have is them being beat up, I think because of their gender expression, something, but like either sexual expression or gender expression, one of those being beat up for it. And I think that ties into the other movie, kind of, not really, but like kind of like oppression, or like, yeah, being segregated for, or like
Isolation because of
like something
race,
about them,
or something, being the social other. A lot of that, a lot of discrimination and themes of kind of the way that society chooses to classify people.
I guess we can move on to the next group of characters are going to be grouped up because they're kind of like intertwined. Nina and Uma.
Yeah, so these two are
kind of more focused on the drug use aspect.
The drug use and the sexual expression.
Yeah, but they're both.
Because if a grotto is kind of our window into the drag queen, the trans parts of the film, and that aspect of the expression, then Nina and Uma are our introduction to the gay and lesbian side of sexual expression. And then, of course, as we were saying, Nina has a drug problem, so...
And that kind of, like, honestly, it kind of defines their relationship. Because I don't remember what it was, but at one point, Uma was like, I can't be without her, but I know she's not great or something. Yeah. And, like, for Nina, her character, I can't lie, is a little underdeveloped. And... Because, like, we're kind of getting snippets of her. We're getting most characters don't like her. She doesn't like most characters. And then... At the end, it's like, oh yeah, she left and she got married.
Yeah.
But, like, we mostly see her through Uma's perspective, I guess.
Oh, absolutely.
Or, like, from secondhand stories about...
Yeah, you don't really get to see her as a character.
Okay, should we move on to the next group, or should we keep talking?
I think we should probably mention, I'm trying to think how to word this. The ways in which the three characters that we've discussed have, represent all of the different aspects of gender and sexual expression, and the ways that ties into the movement.
So obviously all of this, basically the whole movement is kind of like, I don't know, like a spectrum. I don't want to say that, but like, I don't know how to describe it.
It's about sexual and gender, and it's about freedom of expression in all sorts of forms, and the different burdens and things that come with that. It reminds me quite a bit of, I guess, a little bit of the LGBTQ etc. scene in Weimar Germany, because that obviously the nightlife for the LGBTQ community and communists and things was really, 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 it was this explosive, like, proud nightlife that was happening. So Almodovar's films really remind me of that because there's such an obvious celebration of all of the different aspects of gender and, you know, sexual expression and freedom. And those were like the main things that the movement was emphasizing and was trying to make into something really beautiful in the media.
Okay. Next thing, maybe?
Yeah, so
Okay.
we could talk about Rosa.
So, like, the next group of characters is, like, 4 characters. Lola, Rosa, Manuela, and Esteban. Both
Okay.
Estebans. But to focus on Rosa first.
Okay. Okay.
Rosa is not really a part of each of these, like, the categories we kind of described so far. Like, she has her sexual expression, kind of, like how she's, like,
Yeah.
but like,
and she's obviously very open.
yeah.
Sorry, I just
Open-minded. No, it was like like a choking thing. But she's kind of like, I don't know how to describe this. She's kind of like a good character to help kind of like flesh out other characters, kind of like Manuela is.
I feel like
she also they're all their own characters. I don't know where I'm going with this.
it's okay. No, I feel like Rosa. I think Rosa serves several narrative purposes.
Oh, yeah.
I think she's the emphasis on, because the movie is called All About My Mother,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like Rosa is really her relationship with Manuela
Mm-hmm.
throughout is this kind of surrogate mother-daughter sort of experience, because both of them are missing that other person in their lives. So Manuela's missing Esteban, and Rosa is missing her mother, essentially.
Yeah. It's like she has her mom, but she doesn't really, like, emotionally. Like, kind of like, her mom's kind of overbearing.
Yeah.
And also, like, not as accepting as our other main characters. Rosa kind of, in the story, represents, like, the family. She's kind of like the not embodiment of consequences, but like she, like, a lot of things happen to her because of people in her life.
I would say she kind of is the embodiment of consequences. Like, if a grotto is our social consequences,
like being yourself,
beat up,
yeah,
for expressing yourself. Rosa is kind of the other end of that spectrum, where she's being punished for her sexual expression, but in a much quieter way, because she's our AIDS character. She's our HIV/AIDS. Yeah. She's our window into that aspect of the time period.
And there's another section you're gonna get to later because of that. But I guess to move on to other 3 characters we mentioned, Lola, Manuela, and Esteban, I guess we can go to Lola, because I know these 2 are more connected. They're all connected, but
Manuela and
Esteban,
yeah.
Both of them. Actually, all 3 of them.
So
there's too many Estebans.
Many Estebans.
Actually, there's like 4, because there was the play. Lola was
the play,
Esteban, and then her dead son Esteban, and then her alive surrogate son Esteban.
Alive son Esteban. Her alive adopted son Esteban.
Yeah. All these characters are connected by Lola, essentially.
Lola and I would say Manuela.
And Manuela, but like, yeah.
Because Rosa's relationship with Manuela is very much
maternal,
mother-daughter, where Manuela's relationship with Esteban is your mother-son aspect of that. And I feel like it's two very different dynamics, but they're kind of serving a very similar purpose.
Yeah. It's like the yearning for family when it's kind of like withheld from you.
Yeah, it's the need for connection. Like Esteban spends what time we do get of him on screen, he spends a lot of time yearning after his father. Rosa spends time wanting for a mother figure.
Yeah, there was this whole scene where it was like, I can't, like, Manuel was like, I can't be your mother, and basically Rosa was like, essentially like, but you could. And
you could like, be, and it just...
Rosa's more outward with what she wants, and then Manuel is kind of more subdued. Like, she will go after what she wants, but she won't be, like, outward about it. She'll be, like, doing something, and then later on, if someone confronts her, she'll be like, yeah, that's what I was doing.
I really like how this movie depicts female relationships in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you look at Manuela and Agrado,
mm-hmm.
you see it's this very comfortable female friendship. And if you look at Rosa and Manuela, you get a very comfortable mother-daughter relationship. And I really love that this movie really explores all the aspects of gender and the expectations that gender carries. Mm-hmm. And kind of takes those things and shows you what you can, how to make meaningful connection despite those things. Mm-hmm. If that makes any sense, I don't know.
It does. We can probably move on to, okay. So if we're already almost past the 12-minute mark, but I really want to talk about basically the beginning of the movie and kind of the end of the movie. So the main point, not main point, but like a major point of Rosa's character is she now has HIV because of Lola. And there's the whole beginning of the movie. This ties in, I promise. The whole beginning of the movie. It starts off with Esteban, the dead one, and his mom grieving over her husband, and the doctors were like, hey, you could donate his organs, right? Because he had okay organs. And then when Esteban dies, they're like, hey, donate his organs too. And then we see the consequences of like another man getting his heart, right? And then Rosa and Lola, because they're affected by this thing, it makes their deaths, even if off-screen, more tragic, because in Manuela's kind of sphere, when people close to her die, she knows they can help other people, but these two, they can't.
HIV patients weren't considered good candidates to donate organs, so it kind of takes away from the meaningfulness of their deaths, which is a really interesting societal critique into how people have historically dehumanized the LGBTQ community and open-minded people and that kind of thing.
Kind of going back to the alive Esteban, the baby, it was shown at the end that he, I think, overcame something.
And that's going to be part of like a trial because he beat the...
So that's also probably it's also connected because her basically two kids, essentially. One died not being able to. One died being able to. And then this new one is kind of not free from all of that, but like, you know.
It's a new beginning. For the family.
Yeah. Only the two of them are left. Well, technically 4, but Rosa's family is kind of complicated.
As far as that ties into Ali Fiorizza Soul, I would say if you wanted to contrast the two, you could. I noticed that the use of color in Almodovar's films is much more vibrant. It's much more celebratory, where in Ali Fiorizza Soul, all the colors are muted and they're subdued. So I think why that matters is in Almodovar's films, you're very loudly celebrating queer culture, queer society, where even though there is so much ugliness from society surrounding it, and you are he uses the queer community as a societal other, but then says, "Oh, but this is the culture. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful." Where in Ali Fear It's you see Ali and Emmy, they're the societal other, but they're not celebrating it. They're suffering for it, and there's no joy in that. Mm-hmm. It's just it's cruel is what it is. And you're not seeing the kind of tone of celebrating what they have. You're seeing just, oh my gosh, like, how are we going to fix, like, there's something wrong with this world that this is happening. And the color kind of reflects that, because you see a much more joyful sort of tone out of Almodovar's films than you do from Fassbinder's.
Mm-hmm. Okay, is that all we have to talk about?
I think that's about it.
Okay, I'm just gonna, this probably isn't needed, but I'm just gonna show our notes. Prove this is what I was looking at the whole time. I just can't look at myself in the camera. I say, fine, show yours. Please show yours. Just a chart. I just don't know what else to look at. Okay.
We used yours more than we used mine.
But you have the connections chart. Mine is just a bunch of lines.
It's just a bunch
names saying things next to them.
Anyway, there's our very chaotic video.
We tried.
We're all very tired.
It's 9 p.m.
It's 9 p.m. We need to go to bed.
Boo!
Yay!
Okay, bye!
Bye!